Welcome to the Underground.
Turn me up, bitch!
My Little Underground with Peter A.
It's My Little Underground. I'm Peter A. Make sure you're subscribed anywhere you get podcasts and follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at MLU Pod. Today we got Gateway Drugs on the show all the way from LA, and they're a family affair. Gabe, Noah, and Liv, and they're actually the children of Prescott Niles from the group The Knack, famous for My Sharona. And their second album, PSA, is coming to us May 8th. Finally, been waiting 5 years for these guys to put out some new material. And their last album, Magick Spells, back in 2015, it's a pretty good album. I think it holds up pretty well, in 5 years. Hopefully when I hear PSA, I'll probably hate Magick Spells. I mean, that's mean to say, but I love artist evolution, and I love seeing artists, take new steps in their, creative process. And the new singles are, what I would expect from Gateway Drugs, but, you could tell they're on a different path, and the songs kind of pop more. Not like they're more pop friendly, but they just kind of pop out more. And, I think that they just hit their stride. And as you'll hear, I think they found where they need to be as a band, and very excited for what they got coming this decade. And hopefully they don't take another half a decade to put out more material. So, Gateway Drugs, My Little Underground. Noah, Gabe, Gateway Drugs. How you guys doing?
Hey,
how's it going?
what's going on?
I guess I just want to get the elephant out of the room first before we talk about some real music and art stuff. How have you guys been, as a group or as artists, been affected by the recent COVID-19 outbreak?
Well, we're still working. We both work together. Actually, all four of us work together. We work at a dispensary.
So we've been lucky enough where we're, an essential business. So we've, been blessed to still be able to go to work
and have jobs, thankfully. Because if not, we'd be definitely in trouble. But it's affecting us. I think it's affecting everyone. But like I said, we're just grateful to still be working and have something to keep us sane. Of course, we have music, but the job definitely helps.
Yeah, great. Same with me. I work in radio, so we're also essential, information and whatnot. So again, so grateful to have that. And as creatives, we have platforms and stuff so we can, kind of exercise our creative abilities and however we can. But but you guys as a band, how have you guys been affected? Obviously, you can't tour, but you have your album coming out. So,
Right.
Do you have any worry about how that's going to play out?
I mean, it's just kind of maybe a bittersweet moment where it's finally, coming out, and we're really excited about that. But with that as well, we can't really tour. We can't really play live shows to promote it. So that's really, unfortunate. But again, the other side of that, the silver lining, everybody is kind of, staying at home and has more time to view content,
Right.
and it gives everybody an opportunity to kind of, really be creative.
Right. So, definitely bittersweet.
So how is LA or your neighborhood specifically, dealing with all this, and how have they been handling it?
I mean, people are definitely, everyone's wearing masks and gloves, and it's kind of become the new normal to be phobic, which is kind of normal for us.
Yeah.
But the community is strong, but people are scared. They just don't really know how long this is going to last, or what they're going to do.
And we're lucky that we're in California, and we have not to get political or anything, but we do have a really cool governor. We have a really cool mayor. So
Right.
We do feel safe with that, where we don't feel like they're going to open up things too quickly, and everything going on with the federal government not doing anything. So, we're lucky enough to be in a state and in a county where, we feel taken care of.
Right. Absolutely.
Right. Now that the elephant is out of the room, we could talk about some cool stuff now. You guys have an album coming out, PSA, in May, and it's been a 5-year gap since Magick Spells. So was this break intentional, or are you just kind of going at your own pace, or did life happen? What's the story?
Part of it's intentional,
yeah.
and the other part is just, life, kind of being a, passenger to this thing we call fucking life. So,
Right.
5 years wasn't a first, like, a thought out thing. It's just kind of what happened. But,
Right. It had to happen this way. There's lots of things that come up, and thankfully we're in a better space now. I think it's the best the band has been. Now we have James, who's I couldn't imagine the band without him, and we've never gotten along better. In the 10 years or so, 9 years that we've been a band. So it wasn't fully intentional, but I'm glad that we had this time to really get our feet on the ground and connect with each other and work through all the obstacles that came in our way, because it just brought us closer. And as you know, we're siblings, so we kind of go through everything together,
whether we like it or not.
right. So it's definitely 5 years is a long time. If we had it our way, we release a record every year.
But things happen, especially then, like with that first record, like we kind of, it's a learning process and it's a learning curve. And that was the first time we had really recorded with somebody else, because we were used to kind of just recording everything ourselves. So we kind of could man the ship and be full OCD control freaks about our music, which we kind of are.
Right.
And we did that record and we were very rushed and we had poor management, and, we kind of, had to spend a lot of time cleaning up that first record. And, it was a disappointing experience, but also a very, like full of lots of important learning lessons that we know now. And we used all that, all that wisdom and all that, personal, failure we felt from that first record, and we just poured it all into the second one. And we feel like this is actually an album that sounds like us.
Right. A true representation.
Yeah, it sounds like you have like industry fatigue. You kind of needed to step back in order to reposition yourselves as artists. And you know what? Listen, I think it's great that you guys went at a turtle pace, because look, Fiona Apple puts out an album every 8-9 years, and they're always phenomenal when they come out.
Right. So you can't settle. And that's the thing that we learned on the first one was, as Noah said, it was rushed and things kind of felt like they were out of our hands. So this one we really wanted to make sure that it was right, and it was an amazing experience. Working with Sune Rose Wagner, we've looked up to him for a long time. And being able to record in the studio that we did, we were just truly lucky to have this experience and to do this, the right way, and to give the songs, the justice that, they deserve.
Are you guys big Raveonettes fans?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was really surreal, like certain moments, just like thinking back to like, teenage self, like, oh my God, like, Suna's like playing like parts like we've written and like harmonizing in this, and like, there's just certain really amazing surreal moments, just as, kids that listen to the Raveonettes, and also as like artists that really look up to him as a songwriter and a producer and an artist.
Right.
Yeah, I think the Raveonettes, especially Sune, like such a great mind for how melody comes to play, and mixing that noise element, and also being very creative. They're not afraid to try anything. They're not afraid to use electronic stuff, mixing with organic instrumentation. And you guys have kind of have the same mentality, you know, lots of melody, lots of, you know, noise, very in your face, not all the way in your face, but like you have this melodic pop song structure that, you know, kind of like what the Raveonettes did. Not saying that you're exactly what, you know, what the Raveonettes are, but I think it's great to have someone like Sune kind of to bounce ideas off of. So what did you guys kind of learn from him, and what did you teach him? You know, because I'm sure that, you know, he's probably have seen some things you guys have did that he's never seen before. Is that true or no?
I mean, well, we learned a lot from him, and it was like just an amazing experience, especially just like having said that it was really hard to, you know, trust somebody, and then we kind of learned the hard way with the first record that, you know, you really have to trust someone that is, you know, speaks the same language and everything. So Suna was definitely that person, and we just felt full and complete trust with him. And every idea was chased, and he was not afraid to try anything, and really taught us certain, you know, like, you know, just trying to think of, well, I mean, speaking the same language of, you know, like the emotion of a track and a take matters most. Like, you know, you as the performer can be in your head at times, and you're not really executing the emotive experience of the song or what it represents, and learning from him that, you know, you could think a take is a certain, you know, certain way, but really going for the emotion of the take, and that really complements the song more than a technically perfect take.
Right. And song structure and production, he was very open with his process and some of his little secret weapons and ways of doing it, that we've definitely taken to heart and will always, you know, use. You know, he was really open, and it was awesome.
And certain tricks we probably shouldn't give away regarding sounds and
Never.
little other things that we felt really honored to give in, like little key secrets.
Right. Take them to the grave.
Magicians never reveal to non-magicians, you know? So you can keep that to yourself if you want.
Yeah. And Suna is definitely a fucking magician. You know, he is. He's I don't know what he does over there, but it's fucking magical. And we love him for it.
How did you guys get connected with him? Or vice versa?
He's kind of been watching us for a while. The demos that we were releasing back in 2012, he sent us a message on one of them, and he was like, you know, this is really good, you know, keep going. I got exactly what he wrote. But essentially,
he was just really supportive.
Always.
And at the beginning, when we were first starting out, releasing demos, just hearing like compliments and honest, constructive criticism from someone like him was amazing. And then finally, just, you know, it worked out. The universe panned its way, and, you know, we got to a point where, you know, we were worthy to work with him.
Right. He's seen our worst show, and he's also seen our best show. You know, and
yeah, he has. He's the worst show we've ever had, and probably one of the best shows we've ever had.
Played a show at the Satellite, and it was in Satellites in Los Angeles, and it was like the worst show we've ever played. And he was there.
Halloween, and we got really drunk, and we ended up getting covered in all the fake cobwebs on the stage and everything else.
Yeah, it was you know, a nightmare. But then, you know, he's seen us at our best. We played a show together in San Diego. And we had been, you know, rehearsing and really wanting to make this something good. And, you know, that was at least one of my favorite shows that we've done.
Mm-hmm. So when it came time to, like, you know, put these songs together and work on a record, like, you know, we reached out to him, and we were more than ecstatic that he agreed. And, yeah, it was amazing. And then the studio we got to, like, record in was Pink Duck Studios. And we, like, I don't know how lucky we were, but we basically had free reign to use any and all equipment in the studio. So it was an amazing, amazing experience.
Yeah, truly. Truly.
Yeah, that's Josh Homme's studio. How'd you guys get like, is it like, can you just anyone book time over there? Like, how does it work?
I don't think so.
I think it's friends.
Yeah.
Friends of friends.
Yeah, Sune was kind of the gatekeeper that got us in.
He was like, I remember he was saying, he was like, well, if you guys want to do a live record, he was like, I think the spot to do it is Pink Duck. And we were like, that's awesome. He was like, I'm going to reach out to Josh and see what we can do.
Wow.
And then he wrote us the next day. He was like, all right, we got time for May. He was like, let's go in and record. And, we got there and Justin Smith, who was a incredible fucking engineer, co-producer, was also with us. He kind of came with the studio. And he's worked
so
on
lucky to get him.
Absolutely. I mean, he's worked on every record there, and just an awesome guy. I mean, Sune and Justin together was like a dream team as far as production and just overall feeling. I mean, they were really welcoming, and I remember Josh came by at one point, and we were kind of talking about different instruments and such. And he was like, yeah, you guys are using all my secret weapons. He was like, I used to hoard these away. He was like, but now, he was like, I'm just happy to let, people use them. And it was really cool. It was really, really fucking cool.
Yeah, I've seen a little documentary on YouTube. Well, I can't really call it a documentary. It's just Josh showing off his studio. He's got like a whole back room full of guitars.
Yeah.
So crazy that you guys were able to enter the chocolate factory of sorts.
Seriously.
For real.
And there's this really, what was his name, Mark, the painter?
Oh, yeah.
There's a guy that was in that guitar store doing painting the entire time. He was painting like a picture for Josh and his family. And Mark was like this insanely, like just an amazing artist. He would make these like kind of Renaissance-esque portraits. And so realistic and beautiful. But Mark was kind of in there just kind of hanging out painting while we were recording the record, and would pop his head out and be like, sounds good, guys. And like it was it was really funny. But it was a great experience. I mean, it's definitely one of our happiest moments.
And it has a really great vibe at that studio, which is another thing that is rare when you're trying to find a recording studio, because everything in the last experience we had was very utilitarian.
Right.
So to kind of be, in that studio, I'm sure you could have told like through the videos, like it just has the best vibe and weird kitsch and weird funky pictures and velvet Elvises on the wall,
right?
Animal print carpets, and that's not even talking about the instruments.
No, the fucking gear was unreal. I mean, things you'd never seen before. And so to have those at our disposal was honestly, we're eternally grateful to Sune and Josh and Justin for welcoming us and making it happen.
Did you do PSA live just like Magick Spells and at Pink Duck?
Well, yeah, we did. That was the main idea for the record, and where we were going to record and who with, and it was great that Sune was on board and thought it was a great idea to record it live,
right?
And capture the emotion and feeling of like a live album,
right?
So we did everything like live and got all the music done in a couple days, and pretty much the record done in almost a week. And then after that, we were kind of just mixing and trying to add things and barbecuing and making margaritas.
Yeah, it was great. And even the things that, say if we had to overdub a guitar or do something like that, we would still do everything pseudo live, where there was at least two things going on, so it still had the energy of things happening. And
no punch-ins, we'd go for the entire take from the beginning, like nothing to, take away from the live feeling.
Right.
I remember some of your sessions. You went on Instagram Live and you were just you guys were like shooting the shit and in between takes or whatever. Yeah, it was really cool. You guys should do more of that stuff.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah. We will.
Thank you. We will definitely.
Peter.
Yeah, it's like now is the perfect time. You know what I mean? Like I was thinking about all the live stuff that a lot of bands or artists are doing now. I'm like, where's gateway drugs and all this stuff? You know?
We're just creating content. We've been
Right,
very
right.
busy because we've been doing these videos ourselves. And I mean, of course, with help, like with Wait, we had the help of our friend Danielle Waken, and
Shane.
Shane McKenzie, and they kind of helped us with the video, but primarily we've been getting this stuff done ourselves, so we've been busy, and we have another video to do for our next single, and we're excited. We're excited to share it with you.
Yeah, actually, I want to talk about some of the new singles, "Await" and "Slumber."
Sure.
A lot more melodic this time around. I mean, the first album was lots of melody on it, but I feel like you guys are pushing that forward even more so. So, is there anything in the songwriting or the arrangement process that you focused on for PSA that you didn't really on Magick Spells?
Well, for Magic Spells, a lot of the songs were, songs we were just, making home demos together and by
Right.
ourselves. And a lot of the songs were, not formed really in a band atmosphere. We kind of had to adapt a lot of bedroom demo songs into, a band setting and for a live element. So for this one, all the songs were written with the live element in mind. So everything was written as a band, and whether it started in someone's room or in someone's head, like it was all brought together and created together and made, for that sound, because we really didn't want to have to do what we did before. It was adapting, you know, demoed songs into something that a live band could then have their take on.
Right. We wanted to go in, with knowing that the songs were as they were, and comfortable doing so. And I mean, we really when we write, it's just kind of following the song. It's like we don't really have anything in particular in mind. It's just kind of listening to the song and taking it where it wants to go. What we hear in our head, and a lot of the time it's similar. What I'm thinking is also what Noah's thinking, or what Liv is thinking is also what I'm thinking, or James, or we have a lot of the same. We have the tendency to kind of feel the song out, and thankfully we all kind of are on the same page as far as that goes, and also sometimes not, which makes the song all the better, because it's like, oh, you thought of something that I never would have thought of. Let's test this out. Let's see where this goes. So thankfully, we just cater to the song.
Yeah.
You guys have that family affair thing going on. You already have that chemistry as siblings, and you grew up around music. So when it comes down to create, it's like boom, boom, boom. It just kind of comes out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
It does.
Lucky.
Thankfully.
Yeah, thankfully.
Knock on wood.
Yeah, for now.
Second album in, usually you'll get all your troubles out after the first album, right?
Right.
Or maybe that's
Right.
a sophomore curse.
Exactly.
Right.
We kind of felt like it was the opposite. We had the debut curse. So
Yeah, we did. But now there's only one direction, and that's progress.
And that's one thing. And one thing we're not lacking is definitely content. Like
No.
we have more songs than we kind of know what to do with.
Right. And we're always writing more, and so
Trying to hoard them and get them in a vault, so when we go through a big, creative block, we'll have stuff to pull from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lots and lots. And we're already, looking to the next record. We can't wait to do that.
Hopefully it's not another half a decade.
Yeah, no way, Jose.
No, we were trying to poach James for like 7 of those years. So
Yeah.
we're finally the band we always wanted to be.
Right.
And we're finally personally and collectively all, like we were always on the same page, but we're, more connected and, on the same page than we ever have been.
Yeah, it's truly a band. And James is an incredible addition because it's like what I was saying before about us kind of always, you know, kind of seeing the same picture for the song. The thing that I love about James is he's like, there's no rules and there's no limits to where you can bring the song and what you can do with it. So that's really refreshing, where it can, you know, whether it's even adding a fucking whatever weird instrument or you know, samples or whatever it is. It's just there's no limits with him.
Miking a vacuum.
Right. Which is really awesome. And it's helped me immensely as far as songwriting goes. And even like we make joke shit all the time. We'll, you know, we love electronic music too, so we'll always be making shit. And just writing with him with that and doing that is really it's refreshing. You know, it's just different. And he adds more than we ever could have imagined. And I'm just happy that we're all happy that this is what it is now.
I really liked the slumber video. I thought it was kind of like a behind the scenes mini doc on gateway drugs, and it's very homemade, and it shows the family affair, it shows the camaraderie you guys have. Well, future videos you guys do have this kind of homemade, you know, not underdeveloped for, you know, to something like that, very DIY-esque.
Hands in the dirt. Well, for the, you know, I mean, it definitely served its purpose, this one, where, you know, we've always wanted to do a video that was just kind of like hanging out, you know, where the camera was just kind of hanging out with us. And the fact that we shot it all, you know, between each other, switching off with the camera, I think made us more comfortable, because, you know, you always can tense up when the camera's in the room, but, you know, when it's just four friends hanging out and filming each other, you know, you kind of have a tendency to open up and just try to make each other laugh. So I think that really kind of was the glue that made the video work.
Because with videos, like every video needs to, you know, cater to the song and
right,
like finesse the listener's ears. Like it can't be too much, like in our opinion, because then we feel like it kind of takes away from the listener's experience and connection to the song, making their own connections, their own visuals, their own, you know, like hearing it with their own imagination.
Right.
So when we're making videos, we're not really thinking if it's going to be, you know, we're not going for a DIY, you know, underdeveloped thing on purpose for aesthetic purposes or anything like that. We're kind of going for more of what the song needs, and that song we kind of just wanted to, you know, do, you know, not a throwback to like the 60s Beatles videos and Monkeys and this, but like kind of go for that feeling where they'd have these morsels of like fun in the video and you felt like you were hanging out with them and it was just sincere and, you know, not pretentious.
Right.
So, you know, we just kind of wanted to have that feeling for the song and kind of just have a moment where everybody could kind of, you know, have a, you know, appear into like our personalities and how we are together and, you know, in a sincere way of like how we actually are. So that's why filming it ourselves and switching off and everything, you know, really added to that, because we were just goofing off with ourselves, just really trying to make each other laugh. Right. And putting it together and, you know, just trying to make ourselves happy.
Right.
But as far as
I guess, go ahead.
No, we don't really have like a plan to keep it like a certain underdeveloped way. It's just kind of whatever works for the songs and whatever like we can kind of do, because, you know, necessity is the mother of invention, and our limitations can also help us out like creatively.
Right. Like the next video is totally different. You know, I won't give anything away, but it's entirely different than the other two. You know, and you know, Wait was, you know, we've had that idea for a minute of doing the security camera. You know, security cameras in a room. You know, kind of pointed at each member, and That was fun to do. It was tedious with editing, but it was very fun to do.
Yeah, as long as the song is good, I don't care what the video looks like, you know? Yeah, you can do whatever you want. You can have a stuffed Pikachu, you know, as the whole video. And as long as the song is good, I don't care, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah, I totally get you on that. I totally agree with you there.
So, what do you guys think? You know, you've explained, like, we know what music videos kind of, you know, what some artists do in their music videos, or they're kind of overblown, cinematic, etc. So, what are some videos that you've loved just as a music fan that you kind of feel like identifies with how you make music videos?
Just think here.
I don't really know if like it's like anybody like influences like how we would do videos, but definitely inspires us. Like there's certain like Tobacco has really out there cool.
Oh, Tobacco, yeah,
Really cool.
They have great videos.
Great videos. Trying to think. Dead Skeletons has some really cool videos and things.
Absolutely.
Definitely those. Well, definitely ones that, you know, we really love and inspire us. But, you know, we also just trying to think of any like modern videos that I've seen recently. Clinic
has some great videos. Don't know if you know Clinic. They're awesome. Definitely should check them out. I think you'd like them a lot.
All right, yeah.
Oh yeah, they're a band from Liverpool. They're amazing.
Yeah, it's safe to say that once you hear them, I think they'll be one of your new favorites.
And funny enough, they've been wearing surgery masks since like they 90s. Came out in like '98. So yeah, kind of cool to see like the whole world look like Clinic.
After we get off, we'll send you some stuff.
Oh, please do.
I think I know you'll love it. But they make.
Did you guys hear the? Go ahead.
What was that?
No, you were gonna say something.
Oh no, I was just saying that they make great videos.
Oh right. Did you guys hear the album Tobacco did with A$AP Rock?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Malibu Can or something, right?
Yup.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, it's very visually stunning. Like the way some of the lyric videos were, it's just very disorienting, but kind of just, you know, appealing in a certain way. You know, it kind of describes how their music sounds. It's very just unorthodox, but something about it is, you know, you can't stop listening to it. You know?
Yeah, right. It's really good.
It's hypnotic.
To be honest, A$AP Rock's voice gets to me a little bit, but just after a little while. But I really love the music, and like most of what I heard was great too. It was just mainly because, like, you know, I don't know, stoner like jockhead valley dudes like that used to, like, you know, beat us up in high school kind of listened to that music, so it kind of ruined it for me a little bit.
Oh, really?
Bummer. Yeah. But fucking Tobacco and Black Moth Super Rainbow and you know, all those projects in that vein are awesome and so fucking refreshing, because it's just they're doing their own thing and really are unique. Yeah, when you hear a Tobacco song, you know it's Tobacco. Right.
Oh, yeah.
Immediately.
So that's, I mean, we love that when there's a band that immediately you can just be like, oh, you know, that's Tobacco, or oh, that's Clinic. Like Clinic is another band like that.
They have their little watermark, like, you know, their signature,
their thing, you know, and that's very rare nowadays when a band has that, or lets themselves has that.
You got,
you know,
and it's not a borrowed signature or
right.
a rehashed signature.
Right. It's really, you know, that's what we look for in bands, and that's what makes them special. You know, those things are awesome when they let themselves, you know, do that.
There's one thing that is very rare amongst bands, especially new bands, is getting them on television, which you guys were a couple years ago with Carson Daly. Right. So how was that? What was that experience like?
That was cool.
That was great. Yeah.
I mean, they just wanted to tape our show at the Regent, and we were happy to play the Regent because it's a beautiful theater. And it was really simple and was not intrusive at all. They just kind of came backstage and were like, all right, so this is what we're doing. We're setting up, these cameras here, here, and here. Just let us know your set list, blah, blah, blah. And it was cool. It was just like another show. Just, of course, knowing in the pit of your stomach that it's being recorded for television.
Exactly.
But you just kind of got to push that away and just be like, don't think about it. Just do your thing.
Exactly. And it wasn't like a television set or anything like that. It was just, we could be in our element on stage at an actual venue playing.
Right. Which is really smart that they do that.
Really smart. And we got to, it was Mr. TRL. We were cool with
Fuck
that.
Yeah.
Now those guys that used to beat you up in high school are probably spinning. Like, damn it, they made it for television. We can't get to them now.
Exactly.
Was that Noah? Yeah. Fuck yeah, bro. But
I used to take all his lunch money.
Exactly. We used to beat that dude up.
And take his A$AP Rock CDs from him.
Yeah, exactly. Funny story is actually one of those guys I actually made like really good friends with because we got into a big fight and we both got suspended and then we went to Saturday school together and we smoked a joint with each other behind the lockers. So that was a nice little becoming from enemies to friends story.
That is the most LA story I've ever heard. Probably.
Right. So that was a good ending to my suppressed teenage nightmares.
Right.
Did being on TV kind of raise your awareness at all? Did more people know about you following that?
Yeah, I mean, it did, and it,
Yeah. It must have, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you'd hope. But, we were just happy to do it. It's kind of a cool thing to be a part of. And, our parents were very happy.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Yeah, seeing our family and our friends have smiles on their faces and light up was the best part for us.
100%.
We can only see ourselves on screen for so long. We just watched 40 minutes. We're like, okay, did the audio sound good? Were we flat? Were we this? Okay, The music was good. Let's just not watch ourselves
because we'll start to dissect it and rip it apart and
it'd be cruel.
Yeah, truly.
So you probably don't listen back to your albums then, if you feel that way.
We do.
Oh, you do? Okay, wow.
I don't listen to the first one anymore.
Ever.
I mean, sometimes I'll just be like, how bad was it? Like, was it really that bad? And I'll put it on and be like, oh my God, it was that bad.
And then we take it outside for target practice.
Yeah. Exactly. But with this one, there's moments when especially when you're doing stuff involving it, like for the video and for single release, and you'll kind of quality check it where you'll put it on in headphones or do something like that just to kind of see where it's at and see how you feel about it now, because time has a tendency to definitely change how you view the songs and the execution of them. So, and that usually for the better, a little time away will do a lot of good.
Absolutely. Because when you're in it, you're so in it, and there's so much listening, and it's with such an analytical and critical ear.
Right.
So it's really nice after the fact to take a little break, let the songs breathe, and then, you hear it in a different way. You're hearing it subjectively, you're hearing it collectively as a whole, and instead of dissecting parts and listening for mistakes or things you don't, you're more hearing it as a unbiased listener instead of somebody who's so heavily invested into it.
Right.
So it was really nice to give it some breathing room, and then you hear it in a different way. Like, I know all of us collectively and personally will all have our little moments with it. We'll try to go out, smoke a little joint, come back, sip some wine, put on the headphones, and try to, do a quality check, but not in that sense, kind of do a less technical, less analytical, just listening to it.
Right. Trying to get the picture. And also, because the way it was recorded and everything, it's like Noah was saying earlier, we trusted Sune, you know, a lot because, you know, I mean, he knows what he's doing. And, you know, there's some things that, of course, you always feel like you fell short on, but having some time away from it, you can kind of see what he was hearing, and you can kind of appreciate it a little more because you're not as close to it. You know, you can kind of hear the emotion and or at least try to. So
yeah, so to definitely have like a record that truly sounds like us makes us really proud, and especially with the issue with the first record and everything, like that is more of the reason to actually be able to listen to a record that we've made for once instead of, you know, home demos that, you know, we liked better than the actual record we put out. Right. And you know, like, totally forgot what I was gonna say.
But yeah,
Fridays for Suckers, great song. Still 5 years later.
Awesome.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Don't disrespect that song.
Whoa, that's another. Thank you so much. Truly, that's a song we're proud of, and another song that we wish a lot of people could hear the demo we did instead of the actual recording, but
because it was a bit too sterile. You know, it was very. I mean, there's we can go on forever about it, but it was, you know, a lot of those songs we hopefully one day will do them true justice and maybe re-record them or do something, because those songs we love, you know, and they were a really good time for us.
We just like to breathe like some new life into them and kind of represent them the way we wanted to.
Right.
That would always kind of bug us. But yeah, definitely if like some of those songs on Magick Spells that we really feel like are so near and dear to us, we like are planning on re-recording and re-releasing like at some point.
Right. Maybe a little EP or something. But still really glad that you like it, and you know that's something that we can appreciate, because I mean it's always different when it's you.
We'll send you the demo. Just don't give it to anybody.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's cool, man.
We'll send you the demo.
Yeah, I'd love to hear it. But the one thing I remember when listening to Magick Spells, when I was in college, and I drive back at night a lot on the highway, and it's a great album for the night. And same with the Raveonettes, same thing. Like it's perfect to listen to, and you kind of hear a lot of the things pop out that you kind of wouldn't hear in the daytime. But it sounds to me like the way you guys are talking up your new album, it's like almost like a re-debut. It's like you're starting over
100%
spiritually. You know what I mean?
You nailed it on the head. That's exactly what we were like going for, and also what we felt.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah, so I think that's great when a band like is locked in emotionally and personally, and they're able to get, because I'm hearing it in the singles. I'm hearing, like, especially in Slumber, I'm like, yeah, this is Gateway Drugs trying to take another step forward in what they want to do. You know what I mean?
Cool. Thank you.
Thanks, Peter.
Yeah, no problem. Last thing about the past, you did Magick Spells at Studio 606, Dave Grohl's studio. You know, what was that experience like? And you did it live too. But did you record using that famous board from Sound City?
Yeah, we did.
We did.
We
did, man.
That was awesome. That was awesome. It was, you know, it was another great experience. You know, the people were really welcoming. Like Lou, who's kind of like the in-house. I don't even know what you'd call it. It's kind of just the gatekeeper to 606. They were all really, really kind and welcoming, and also gave us free reign to kind of use that studio. But it was kind of, I don't know. It was a humongous studio, and it was intimidating, you know, for sure. It was our first record. It was our first, you know, in-studio performance, doing all that.
And trusting, you know, other people to kind of help, you know, get it done.
Right.
And a lot of it in a nutshell was like it was a really amazing experience to be there with all that equipment and to have that be our first recording process.
Awesome.
It was awesome, but it did have a slightly technical utilitarian vibe just on like how big it was,
right.
And how things were recorded, and just never basically go for recording a sound and say we'll get the sound later.
Right, 100%. Let's we saw red, they saw green, and
wow,
yeah, it was still. But all that being said, it was still a cool experience. To
record through that board and everything.
It's fucking awesome, and we're definitely, don't get us wrong, we're still grateful. If anything, we're more grateful to that one to show us how to do it right. And to feel that, it was definitely cool. It was definitely cool.
Yeah.
So this was more so like friends of friends, people you knew, regarding like how you got to record at 606.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was actually our manager at the time. I'm not sure if someone had recorded there or something, but he was like, "Would you guys want to record at 606?" And we were like, "Sure." Like,
why not?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Kidding?
I mean, as a drummer, that's a fucking wet dream to be able to use fucking Dave Grohl's equipment and play his drums and all that shit. I mean, I've looked up to him ever since I was little, So in that way, it was absolutely like, fuck yeah, we'll do that.
And just to clarify, Nirvana, Dave Grohl, not Foo Fighters.
Right.
Just kidding. No offense, dude.
No, sorry, Dave. Your first Foo record was cool, but
after that, it's not cool.
Yeah.
Dude, I have every Foo album. Like a lot of people say, I read some articles and stuff. Like, oh, they never made a good album past the second one. Totally not true whatsoever. That's a whole nother podcast for another day.
Exactly.
We respect him. The guy is fucking nonstop. Like, he can write a fucking song. It's just, what hits you. Everyone's different.
Right.
We definitely fucking respect the shit out of him and his work ethic and, the ability to fucking execute a great fucking song.
Yeah.
I mean, that guy.
That's it, guys. You hit it. You just hit it. A great fucking song. That's all that matters.
Right. 100%. So he knows what he's doing, and he knows structure, and he has a fucking formula, and it's worked for him tenfold. I mean, he knows what he's doing.
And like the band too, like Taylor Hawkins is an amazing drummer.
Yeah.
Dude.
Just I mean, all in all, they're technically and everything a great band. Absolutely.
The one thing I know about Dave Grohl, like listening to him talk in interviews, he likes new bands. Like I remember years ago, he was doing an interview with Mark Maron, and he brought up a band, Bleeding Rainbow, an underground band from Philly. I'm like, that's crazy that you know that band. Like, that's how I discovered them. But did you ever cross paths with Dave at all or anything like that? Because I know he likes young, newer bands.
No.
We weren't,
not yet.
We weren't lucky enough to cross paths when we were there. Don't know if he was like touring or I think it was something like that. But we basically had his family, 606 family there,
and his blessing to do what we wanted. So
it was like his ghost was haunting the studio.
Yeah,
that's great.
Right.
So, tell me about the Gateway Drugs Club Instagram, like how it differs from the band page.
Drug Club is kind of anyone who likes the band, like truly likes the band. I mean, they'll want to follow it so they can kind of see a different window into the band, whether it's the creative process or us fucking around. And the other page is just kind of like standard, simple, just like post when it matters. But the other thing is more of a dump where we just can throw everything up and just like fucking bomb it with content. And
if if you're one of those people that are invested a little more or care, about seeing more. Like
Right.
it's just kind of like, okay, cool, like kudos to you, like we're gonna give you some more content because like if you care enough to follow this for more of like an inside look
Right.
into the band, like
A
here
little
you
more
go,
fun.
a little more fun,
And not not thought out at all, where it's just kind of like fucking around and stuff, and the other page is just kind of more surface, the things that we need to post. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Like all the musician friends I have, like not all of them, but some of them, like I tell them, like this is like the perfect time to do stuff like that, to have like kind of behind the scenes stuff, or I have a friend that teaches music, like do like a how to video or something like that.
Right.
It's many different ways to make people aware of who you are as an artist.
you got
Absolutely.
it. And not to give too much away at the moment, but due to the whole quarantine thing and not being able to play shows, like we are like getting content together for like a channel or a Patreon thing where we can do live stream shows or showcase more entertainment content, videos, etc. that
Right.
People part of the drug club can be a part of. So that's that all that stuff's coming really soon.
Right.
A drug club that's healthy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. A healthy drug club.
Healthy drug club.
Down. They can be unhealthy if they want to. We still support you.
Your choice. It's your choice. So I guess lastly, I don't want to hold you guys up too long.
No, not at all.
PSA Magick Spells. What can I expect that's different, similar, or you just want me to be surprised?
It's different. It's definitely it's different. It's a different feeling. It's different colors entirely. And PSA feels more hands in the dirt, dirty, gritty, raw, wild, live.
That was the main thing too, is we got a lot of people saying like, oh, we really love the record, but the way you sound live is a lot different. And we're like, wait, but we recorded that record live. Like, what are you saying?
What did we do? Right.
We, realized that, sat on it, figured things out, and that's what we did for this record. And also we just grew as a band and songwriters, where these songs we felt like, are better and different in different ways.
Right.
Sure. Like we had just evolved more as a band and really executed what we wanted to the first time and this time.
Right. So, I hopefully you'll be surprised, and hopefully you'll love the record.
I mean, I love the first two songs already, so
awesome. Thank you,
Thanks.
Peter.
Yeah, and PSA May 8th. Noah, Gabe, thank you guys so much for talking with me today, all the way from the West Coast. So, where can people follow the Gateway Drugs, and where can people join the drug club?
It's our pleasure, Peter. Thank you for having us.
Really,
but you can follow it on Instagram or Facebook. I think Instagram, just type in Gateway Drugs, and you'll see a little white GD. And Facebook, if you have Facebook, it's Gateway Drugs Band.
right?
Yeah, SoundCloud.
Just Gateway Drugs.
No, I think it's facebook.com/Gateway Drugs Band.
Something like that.
Yeah, you'll find us. And SoundCloud and iTunes, Spotify, the whole YouTube, the whole nine.
If you head over to our Instagram, we have a little link in our bio and everything.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
Bring you to everything.
Little smart URL.
All right, guys. Gateway Drugs. My Little Underground.
Yeah. Thank you, Peter.
Thank you, Peter.
No problem.